Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Midway and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I sure am. So today we're going to be checking out the rewards of the latest event and see if they are worth it, right? So the event has been running now for a couple days and I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, right? So of course you know the drill here. These events always offer a gacha, which is usually a little bit expensive, but we can go ahead and get some very juicy rewards out of it. And a lot of them are going to be shaking up the meta. Some will be very defining, some will definitely be worth it if you're willing to spend any amount of money in them, and some of them will be obviously completely just scrap. You can just skip them, right? So we'll go ahead and figure out if today is one of those that you can skip, or if you should be trying to get your hands into it. At least try to participate in some way so that you might get yourself some very juicy rewards, right? Of course, you know the gachas here. This is what they look like. I didn't really put in too much into it. Actually, I put no money whatsoever, right? So didn't get anything myself, but we got 3 things that are coming with this event. Of course, as always, you can get yourself all the extra rewards, but the things we're going to be looking for of course, are the new mount and the new artifact, right? So with that also comes the possibility of getting yourself, and excuse that, is going to be the extra prize selection, right? So in this case, when you actually get the first option here for the artifact or the mount, I think it is how it's going to work, right? You need to unlock a grand prize at least once, right? And the grand prize in this event is going to be either the mount, as you can see on pink here, as well as the artifact, right? So we can check out the probability here as well if we are able to click on that. There we go, right? So you have the premium rewards, which are considered the prime reward, I'm assuming, right here. It might actually be the unique reward, which you need to get first, and after that, that's what you can actually switch around. I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming it really is the best thing, actually, obviously, to get out of this is going to be the artifact, right? And after that, the mount. So those should be the ones you need to get first, at least, to then be able to choose something else instead, right? So nevertheless, you can still try to get the Holy Dragon out of this and the Eye Raven, which are 2 very good actually, the mount is actually pretty damn good, as well as the Eye of the Raven, right? So once you do get one of those, you can switch into trying to get either of those. I think that's how it's going to work. And nevertheless, other options here you can get if you are looking to participate in this event and you already did. There's other things you might be wanting to look for after that, right? Nevertheless, let's go ahead and check them out, right? So I've seen a little bit of this. It's a pretty long one, especially the artifact. So let's read through the effect. So it's basically a boat. It's all an event for the sake of the Olympic Games, right? So they follow a little bit of that theme. So we have a little bit of a boat here in order to commemorate the sporting events that got boats in it. Not that many of them. Nevertheless, increase damage resistance by 5% and shorten the duration of control effects by 15%. That's just a base effect. Not too great. Nevertheless, the first time your HP drops below 80%, increase damage resistance by 8%, and shorten the duration of control effects by 25% for 8 seconds, right? So you're gonna get a little bit of an increase on your defense, as well as a reduction on the duration of the CC incoming, right? So it's already gonna be a base 15%, is gonna be increased by 25%. Once you drop below 60%, it's gonna be increasing that damage resistance again, but by 8%, and shortening the CC by 25% again, this time for 12 seconds, so a little bit longer. And then it's going to be proccing again at 40%, same effect, until the end of the battle. Each effect is counted independently, right? So if you drop very low very fast, it's going to be stacking up, allowing you to survive a lot longer. But nevertheless, if it does stagger a little bit, it's just going to be keeping applying and applying and applying. So from 40% and below, you're going to be having quite a big defensive up, damage resistance by 8%. Adding on top of that, it's going to be increasing your global defense by 10%, and adding up the base effect of 5%. It's gonna give you a total of, 13% damage resistance baseline. Not too bad. And then the extra 15% on top of the 25 is going to be making it 40%. Crowd control reduction, right? Basically any knockups or any stunts or whatnot. So yeah, not the greatest mount, I would say. To be fair, it's very defensive, and usually you would look for something that's going to give you an edge over the enemy, just a little bit of extra damage. But this defensiveness is nothing to be overlooked. Of course, if you want to be collecting them all, always good to have those passive effects going on. But nevertheless, I don't think this is going to be a mount that's going to be breaking the meta too much, just by looking at it from just a very broad view into it, but it could have a place now, nevertheless. Like that's a big defensive buff. Now let's look at the artifact, which is a little bit more complex. So let's read through it. It's going to be a little bit longer. After the battle starts, you summon an invincible torch bearer, which is immune to all damage, that exists for 2 seconds. After it disappears, you gain 5% final crit damage, 5% final skill crit damage, 5% PAL final crit damage until the battle ends. So that is basically just normal crit damage, skill crit damage, and PAL crit damage. So all forms of damage is going to be on the form of final crit, which I'm not too sure what the final really stands for. If anybody really knows, please let me know down below in the comment section. I still don't know what that is. It's going to be lasting until the battle ends. 8 seconds into the battle, you're going to be summoning a second one, also immune, which is going to be increasing everything by 5% once again. And then 15 seconds into the battle, you're going to be summoning a third one, which is going to be also again existing for only 2 seconds. So basically they all exist only for 2 seconds. But the last one is going to be giving you 5% attack and 10% defense until the battle ends. And then 20 seconds into the battle, again, you're going to be summoning the last one. Again, after 2 seconds, it's going to be disappearing. And it's going to be doubling the bonuses provided by the first torch bearer. So basically every single other torch bearer. So you're going to be getting, what is it, 10% attack, 20% defense. And that's after 20 seconds. So that's already a long ass time. Not to be overlooked for sure for PvE. Maybe not for PvP that great, because it's going to take a little while. You're not really going to get to 20 seconds in PvP, most likely. So it's also going to be making your final, actually this one is attack speed and PAL attack speed, right? So it's going to be 10% attack speed, 10% PAL attack speed. It's going to be 10% final crit damage, final skill crit damage, final PAL crit damage, and finally 10% attack and 20% defense. So it's a little bit of everything, but in order to get the best things out of it, which is obviously the thing you get at the end, the attack and the defense, it's going to take a little while to get there. Not the greatest for PvP, I would say. Global attack 10%, very, very damn strong. A lot of the artifacts usually give 10% attack, so one more of those. I would say this is definitely pretty decent for PvE. That attack speed could definitely be very damn strong for archers, which really benefit out of it a lot. So yeah, not to be overlooked. I think this could definitely be very, very, very strong in PvE. Now, how does it compare to other artifacts? Well, that's definitely going to be depending on how many others you have, but I'm not too sure if this would be the strongest one out of them all, but it's a pretty damn strong contender for basically all things considered. Now, there is also a costume which you can get a lot easier than the other ones. As you can see, of course, it's not, it's a limited, what you call a limited reward, right? So it's easier to get, and we can also go ahead and check it out here in the costume section. So if we go over here, costumes, we can find it down below. Let me see which one it is. Is this one, I'm assuming, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it might be this one. Nevertheless, they all seem to just give global HP 1%, if I'm not mistaken. This one does give global attack. Some of the earlier ones did give global attack, but basically every single one after that, except the pirate one that also gave global attack, they all only give global HP 1%, which is not that groundbreaking, but it's always nice to have, just like the other one. So it's not that expensive to go ahead and try and get that one yourself, but if that was the only thing you're really aiming for, I really wouldn't advise you to put too much into it. Excuse that, it's my girlfriend. So yeah, pretty much I would say this is a decent event, one of the better ones for a long time now. It's been a little while we got a decent event like this one. I would say if you're really trying to collect everything, of course, that's going to be your best bet. Just pretty much get everything. But if I was going for something, I wouldn't bat an eye on trying to get the Eternal Flame, to be honest. I think this is a pretty strong contender versus many other options which are a lot more RNG. This one is a lot safer. Now, of course, talking about it again, if you choose to get some of this, you can also then try and go ahead and get something like the Eye Raven, which is insane for trying to push PvE. If you get the chance of getting that clone, you get 2 clones, and that's going to be allowing yourself to just clear the levels a lot easier, especially as an archer or anything like that. You're going to be having a lot of more of a defensive barrier as well as a very, very big burst, but that's a very, very RNG option. And I wouldn't really, obviously that's very difficult to get one in this case as well. You need to be putting in a lot more effort to try and get 2 big rewards out of this event. And the Holy Dragon, of course, never a bad one as well. We can just go ahead and check it out real quick. Of course, it's been a little while since that one was released. but we can go back again into it and check it out. It was also a pretty strong option for a little while, and I think it still hold up. Actually, I cannot even check the effects from here as far as it seems. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, I need to go to this panel. Let's just scroll real quick. I think it might be somewhere around the end. Actually, did it just miss it? I think it's here. Yeah, there we go. So gain 3 stacks of guard every 11 seconds. Each stack increasing defense by 100% after losing 1 stack every 1 second. Excuse me. Each stack, but losing 1 stack every 1 second. And after that, deals 2000% skill damage, 800% current combo, 800% current counter at the end of guard, right? So this was a lot more of a balanced approach to just putting in the defenses together with the offenses here. It's been quite used in PvP. It just gives you pretty much everything. You get those, yeah, you're gonna be getting that big burst of defense early on, which is very valuable for PvP, and then also getting that big burst of damage early on, which is just going to be pretty damn insane, right? So that's going to be done at the end of the guard, so you're gonna be able to do that pretty much 3 times if the fight lasts for a little while on PvE. But in the case in PvP, it will just be a big burst, usually happening at the end of any potential blitz assaults, which now there's some skill delay to it, but usually people would still use that early on for countering mages anyways. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a very good event with a lot of backed rewards. I think this is the first one where you can actually choose to go ahead and after finishing it still, excuse me, it's not the one right here, you can still try and get some more stuff out of it. You cannot switch it early on, as I mentioned, it to at least get one of the grand prizes. So yeah, if you're looking to get back into the meta and get yourself some very, very nice strong rewards from one of these gacha events, well, this is your option. If you're going to be doing so, well, you still got 4 days to do, right? So you're right on time, but you should definitely be trying to do so and use Aptoide, right? So Aptoide is just going to make you have a lot of an easier time trying to get a lot of these rewards, and the reason for that is because, well, I'll just go ahead and explain what Aptoide is, right? So Aptoide is basically just like Google Play. You download apps from Aptoide. In the case of Legend of Mushroom, you can just go ahead, find Aptoide, get it on your phone, and then just download Legend of Mushroom on it. And once you play Legend of Mushroom through Aptoide, you're going to be able to get yourself massive cashbacks that can go from extra 10% of however much money you're spending all the way up to extra 35%, right? So let me just show you. If I was going to be buying this pack of gems, I will be prompted to do the payment through the AppCoins wallet, which basically is going to allow you to get here these cashbacks, right? So if I was going to be buying this one, as you can see, I will be getting 14 cents out of this much money that I'm spending. That can increase or decrease depending on how much bonus you have unlocked so far. You can increase the bonus flat by 5% from the get-go by using my code, which is going to be down here under my screen as well as down in the description, right? So that's always a nice thing you can do to help me out as well as benefit yourself and get a little bit more of a bonus. But yeah, you can then go ahead and use those bonuses to make the purchases for you without really actually using your real money, right? So as you can see, if you're participating in these gachas, you're going to be spending money, accumulating the bonuses, and then you can use the bonuses to purchase more packs for yourself to get whatever you want or you're trying to get with spending less money in total, right? So this all comes together with the AppCoins wallet, which is a separate app. You get it from Google Play. By the way, this whole thing only works on Android or an emulator on your PC. Does not work on iPhone, I am sorry. But here you can see how much money you have currently unlocked in the form of bonuses. You can see your purchase history. You can see here where you put my promo code. You can click it in there, just type it in there. As you can see, you can find it down in the description as well as down here on the screen, and that will unlock that extra bonus that can just increase the bonus flat by 5% from the get-go. You can also see how much more you need to be spending to unlock a higher amount of bonus baseline, right? So that can increase that bonus all the way up to extra 35% as I mentioned. And you can also find any active events going on within the AppCoins wallet, which will increase the amount of bonus you get in these games in particular for a limited time for like 5% or 10% even. That all together with your flat bonus and the code can make it all the way up, as I mentioned, to extra 35% for however much money you are spending, which really just accelerates the chance of getting whatever you want. You can just purchase packs and eventually just be able to purchase another one or another one or another one just regularly with your bonuses that you have accumulated, right? So very, very good deal if you're going to be participating in any of these gachas. So of course you're going to be helping me out a lot if you do so. Let me know what you think about the rewards. I think this event is pretty fair, and I do like that you can also try to get any other event rewards from the past. Oh, nice reward I just got there. So if that is the case for you and you're really trying to get some of those all-time rewards, especially those two very requested items, the what do you call the actual scythe, which procs an extra skill. I mentioned it again and again. Really forget the names of this stuff, but yeah, very good price here. The Eye of the Raven, excuse me, and the Holy Dragon. I think you need to unlock the Eternal Flame first, and after that you can go ahead and choose. But yeah, those two prices really requested, really damn strong for PvP and basically everything in between, but especially PvP. So yeah, if you are one of those looking for those items, this might be your chance to get another lucky chance of trying to get them, right? So just a reminder, it's not just a regular event. You do have that extra thing you might want to get into, and the artifact itself, the what you call again, the Eternal Flame, is nothing. It is pretty damn strong. I'm not gonna say any more about it. It's just pretty damn okay, I would say. So yeah, pretty much all I got for you today, guys. Let me know what you think about it. If you want to ask away any questions or got any questions about how to set up Aptoide on your phone, you can find a link down there in the description. Just a whole video explaining how to set the whole thing up so you can start using it. Any questions, again, drop it down below in the comment section. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So like, subscribe, and that's pretty much it. Bye bye, see you.